You're listening to 90.5 KSJS San Jose. This is the Cremation Booth with yours truly, DJ Coffin, every single Tuesday from 6 to 10 p.m. playing hip-hop, rap, R&B music, all that stuff that we love here. Today we're joined in the studio by Stockton rapper Kloud9Trizzy. Welcome to the booth. Kick your mic on here. You could say hi.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
All right. Can you hear yourself through your headphones? Everything sounds good?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
All right, bet. We're going to start off, play a little piece of his music here. This song is called Club, and it's from his new EP, F.U.N, F.U.N, standing for F, Unnecessary Negativity.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into it here. And actually, test your mic again. I might have had the wrong one on there.
Check. There we go.
There we go. That sounds much better.
I think I was picking a backtrack before.
Yeah. All right. So we'll get right into this. As I said, this is a song Club. And yeah, I'm excited for this conversation. Should be dope.
Woke up in my hairline busted. Had to take my to the barbershop. I remember balling on a budget. Like we could get it poppin' in the parking lot. Now I'm throwing money in the function. Tryna see which broke nigga gon' touch it. Seen a little baddie. She ain't tryna grab me, but I overheard when she asked who was it. Shawty, you blessed. There ain't no stretch. Ayy, how the speaker tones like. She didn't even know that she was f***ing with a real one. Now she got her hands on my chest trying to feel some. Digging in my pockets looking like she trying to steal some. Fearsome. But I couldn't leave the homies as fell. We can get it in, but shawty right now. We came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. We came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. We about to have us some drink. We about to us some blood. Show us some love. Cause we came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. He got me sounding like. Turn it up. Shawty got me like. Turn it up. Her best friend all mad like. Turn it up. We came to crack that Henny. Crack that Douce. Crack like 3-4. I don't really do clear. The recipes take off. Crack that Migos. We came to fuck up the club. We came to have us some fun. Remember shawty I was talking about on the last verse. Would you believe she's still on my ay. We can do the salsa, we can do the cha-cha. Shawty want my noodle, I ain't talking about the bossy. Yeah, I'm with the family, but I am not a mobster. If you got friends, go and get them. Cause we gon' need some help trying to finish these bottles. Now she trying to see what I'm getting into tomorrow. Baby, I can say it again if you didn't follow. We came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. We came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. We about to have us some drink. We about to up some blood. Show us some love. Cause we came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. He got me sounding like. Turn it up. Shawty got me like. Turn it up. Her best friend all mad like. Turn it up. We came to crack that. We came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. We came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Ay. We about to have us some drink. We about to have some bud. Show us some love. So we came to turn up the club. We came to have us some fun. Hey.
All right. Once again, that was Club by Kloud9Trizzy. He's joining us today in the booth at 90.5 KSJS. On the San Jose State University campus to give us an interview, talk about his new EP, and we're going to get to know him as an artist. I'm excited for it.
Yes.
All right. Oh, you switched mics. You're messing me up.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
It's Kazi.
All right. We got you guys now.
Cool.
All right. So starting off, Kloud9Trizzy. Give you a
sir.
short introduction earlier. You said you're from Stockton.
Yep, from Stockton, California. Been rapping since 14 years old. Probably been rapping serious since I'd say about 18. Yeah, just kind of grew up around music. I like to tell Kazi all the time, I think I was made for this, low-key bred for this. Just from the different musical backgrounds that I was exposed to, as well as who I grew up with. I think I was always made for this. But yeah, we're just kind of, Kloud9Trizzy is just on the steep climb, as you would say right now. So we're just taking it one place at a time. Right here, we're with KJS. How you say KSJS? KSJS. My bad. I'm dyslexic sometimes, so I appreciate y'all for having me. For
no, so you said you started rapping at 14, taking it serious since 18.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind, like, how old are you now? Or give us a range. Give us a range.
Let me take the guess first. How old do I look?
Oh my God, you're gonna make. I don't know.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm the worst at guessing ages. I have to say that.
Yeah? Couldn't be any worse than what I get.
I'm gonna say
daily,
like 27.
See, that's not bad. Yeah, no, I'm actually 33.
33. Okay,
just turned
dude, that's
33.
not that old. That's not that old.
It's not that old.
No.
I love where this is going already.
No. I mean, you're on the college campus. Where
yeah.
I know, I was about to say, just put a 1 in front of it. It's 19 something, y'all. It's 19 something.
Right.
No. But I respect that. I mean, I feel like hip hop is definitely not like. I mean, although there are like a lot of young artists that like blow up, you definitely do not have to be like young. Yeah.
Definitely think that has kind of changed over the time, because once upon a time, like I'd say like early from the 90s to like 2000s, it was a young man's game like all day. And then all of those guys who were the young men are now the old men and don't want to go anywhere. So I think there's a paradigm shift that kind of happened where, and those fans don't fall off with, you know, these fan bases, you know, same way that you got like these rockers who can go on tour for like 50 years after their career, right? It's the same thing. We've like hip hop now has that fan base where it's like there are I like to call it generational equity in this thing is like what I really like to call it. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by equity?
Like what I mean by that is like there is every generation like what it offers, right? So like if you go back in like the 60s and the 70s, it's whatever genre that was there, that I like to think of it as it had equity, because, and maybe that's the wrong term.
No, I think that's the right term,
That's
actually,
the right
because
term, right?
like, for example, if you're headed to Sacramento, you'll see some billboards for like different casinos out there. LL Cool J just performed. Like LL Cool J was in his prime in the 80s, and you still have a fan base that's carrying him through today's, you know, era to say like, "Yay, man, if you show up on stage, we'll still support you." Right?
Exactly.
Ludacris performed not too long ago, and these are not these are not spring chickens. You feel me? So
she made it easier for that. Like that's exactly what I mean by like the equity is like you're still pulling from the investment. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
I get what you mean. I mean, we just had hip hop's been a while, but they just had the like 50 years of like hip hop, and I definitely agree. We do have like hip hop is at the point where there are like these artists who have like built themselves up into like titans like of the industry for sure.
Seriously.
Sure. Snoop Dogg probably one of the best examples.
Exactly.
You mentioned a little bit about like some of the artists you were like growing up around, like listening to. What artists were you listening to as a young man, and like who inspired you then and who inspired you now?
Okay, now I'm glad that you broke it down like that, because it's a very vague question sometimes for artists when you ask them like, who's your, it's like, dude, still getting inspired since yesterday, you know? But yeah, when I was growing up, I think I was raised off of a lot of, I guess I like to say just the Southern drawl at that time is really what I like to call it. Because it was like T.I., Lil Wayne, Ludacris, Alla, Jeezy, Gucci, everybody at that time. So I think I kind of fell in love with that base of sound when it comes to the actual music. Yeah. And then I think that I was always in love with the way that Bay Area artists had swing to their patterns, the way that they kind of, you know what I mean? They flow differently.
Bay has that like type of like, I guess, swag. Like
exactly. So yeah, I was just, I mean, you know, coming from Stockton, it's like almost like being from the Bay in terms of like your inspiration that you get from the area, right?
Yeah,
so like all the classic Mac Dre's, Too Short, E40, everybody. But yeah, so that was when I was a young man. Now, as a grown man, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, like I said, there's like every year there's a new artist that I'm like, oh, this might be my favorite artist of all time, right? So like, I think I just get excited by finding new stuff because there's always periods where I feel like everybody feels like kind of stagnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like now is like a really exciting time. Like I feel like a lot of things are moving very fast.
Right. No, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that I kind of noticed, like listening to like your music, is a lot of it does sound like a little bit old school, but it also does have like a little bit of like a modern flair to it. Like I feel like I most noticed that like in a lot of the instrumentals you use as well. Like that one we just listened to, Club, like it has the kind of like what I would call the like Pierre Bourne, like the effect.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's super cool.
I think it's definitely one of those parts where I am constantly impressed with his beat selection because it's so refreshing. It doesn't sound like Bay Area music necessarily. It doesn't sound too pigeonholed in some other genre. It kind of is very fluid. Right. And so I think it gives a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah, no, I like the way that you broke that down, where it's like it feels like it has a little bit. And I think that's exactly like what I'm trying to do is like establish, like we're talking about earlier, you know, like people who are, you know, that were popping back then don't want to leave now. But where's like the middle ground for where like those people can come to the same show as like the young people? Where can we all, who do we all enjoy? You know what I mean? I think that's where we're kind of at right now.
Yeah, and you kind of brought up like a couple questions that I was gonna get to, but like what type of music would you like consider yourself an artist? Like, not that I'm trying to like pigeonhole you or anything. No. Would you like say you make like Bay Area music? Do you make like club music? Do you make like conscious music? Like for people who don't know you, like how would you describe yourself?
I think that's probably the most difficult question for me to answer as an artist, because I'm very like the time and place where I'm at in my life, and versus like literally the time of the year versus my emotional state is really what kind of helps the pattern of whatever the next thing is, you know? So like I'll have things that are like I have okay, for example, I have a project coming out soon that we're probably going to release sometime in October for Halloween. But if you go hear that and then you go hear F.U.N, you're going to be like, there's no way this is the same person. You know what I mean? So I think what I'm trying to accomplish is to be the first artist that truly has no style, that's able to go everywhere.
Interesting.
And have it just be its own story, and just like, you know, maybe you relate to me at a certain time. Like maybe you want to come back to me at Valentine's Day because you know I might do something, you know, things of that nature. So.
And not to get ahead of it, but this Halloween project, is that like more of a spooky vibe, or like is it Halloween themed?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so it was real dark at first, and I did lighten up a little bit on it, but it still has the Halloween vibe. But I gave it, cause like on F.U.N, I'm much more, how do I say this? Like a lot more melodies, harmonies, a lot more free flowing, and thinking more about how I'm performing it and less about the words. And I think when I originally did it for the Halloween one, there's just a lot of just rappy rap. And I was like, there's gotta be something, like you said, that the middle ground, I felt like it was very 2000s rap, right? Where it was like, okay, where do I bring these young guys in? You know what I mean? So.
Okay, that's super tight. I'm actually excited to hear that.
Appreciate it.
And then you also talked a little bit about your like, beat selection. We talked like a little bit about your like production choices. Do you have like a certain set of producers that you are like locked in with, that you like know and you tend to work with, or where do you like get your beats, or like how does that work for you?
To be honest, bro, I'm just now locking with some producers that I'm finally have like a comfortability with. But I think the biggest problem for a long time was that I couldn't find a producer, because going back to where we were talking about too many styles, nobody can land. It's like I might be cool with you 1 week and be like, oh, I love those beats. The next month I want nothing to do with those beats. Especially if I already recorded the songs. I'm very much a like, like Kazi has to stay on my head about like rehearsing my songs because I'm so on to the next. Like I record it, put it out, y'all love it, cool. I'm already on to trying to record the next thing, you know, just to keep me sane. So yeah, so no, honestly, the question is a lot of BeatStars, a lot of SoundClick, a lot of leases, but just reading your leases and know what is in those leases, man, and knowing and doing background checks, making sure that if, like, I'll give some free game for people right now, dude. If you guys buy beats off the internet, if you go to that beat and you look up the producer and the producer only has that one beat, but somehow that one beat has maybe like 10,000, 20,000, a million plays, don't buy it. He chopped it from somebody, put it up there.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, you just got to be safe about it. But yeah.
Because a lot of guys sound like each other too.
Yeah,
and I think
that
that's
too,
the hard
man.
part, right? When the sound comes out and it's like trending, then you find a lot of producers going in that direction.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. No, that's super interesting.
And it's hard to keep up, man. You know, all the music that they're dropping, it's like trying to get the exclusive for every single one, dude. They'll whack you for $500 to $1,500, you know, for one beat. So imagine trying to get, 50 of those. So.
Yeah. From like, that's very interesting because, like the people I've like interviewed before, or the people I know who like make music, who I like talk to, they are like most of the time they have like a couple producers that they are like locked in with. I think that's very interesting that you like don't have that. Yeah.
I'll just trust me, it's been tough. We have went through our ups and downs, but I think I do a better job of curating these different beats from different producers rather than some producer trying to curate an entire playlist for me and all of my different personalities, so to speak. I like to think of me as a rapper as like, have you ever seen Split?
Yeah.
Where he had like it was like 22 whatever personalities. It's like, that's me as a rapper, honestly. And so for somebody to try to nail that, like, I don't know,
Do you ever like sit down with like a producer and like they'll like cook up a beat like with you there?
Oh, yeah.
And then okay.
I got a couple of people that there's definitely anything that you've heard like acoustic or like guitar driven, more than likely it was my boy Darian Fields.
That's fair.
Shout out to Darian Fields. Got to shout my boy out.
Yeah.
He probably produces the most of my music. He's probably has the most of the take. Let me say it like that.
All right. Let's play another one of your songs.
Yeah.
And then we'll get right back into this. I feel like we talked about a bunch of dope stuff already, but I got a couple more questions for you for sure.
Appreciate it. I'm enjoying it.
Is there any specific song you want to play next, or
Kazi?
I'm gonna say "Let 'Em Loose." Why don't you play your favorite off the EP? One that what I'm saying you felt particularly drawn to.
I think I liked Spanish. I remember I liked Spanish.
Hey.
So we'll do that one. If you're just now joining us, you're listening to 90.5 KSJS. This is the Cremation Booth with DJ Coffin. We're joined in the booth by Kloud9Trizzy, rapper out of Stockton, California.
Yes, sir.
His manager, Kazi, in here as well. We're on Instagram Live too, maybe? Yeah. All right. Live streaming on that as well. We're going to play one of his songs. This is Spanish off of his new EP, F.U.N. F, Unnecessary Negativity.
Always.
And let's get into it.
Hey, yo, Trizzy boy, I love to hear your voice all through the speakers. Told her speak that Spanish to me, girl, you know I love Latinas. I go out and get like everything I wanna ever need it, yeah. Busy making money, she said she just wanna see it. Trizzy boy, I love to hear your voice all through the speakers. Told her speak that Spanish to me, girl, you know I love Latinas. I go out and get like everything I wanna ever need it, yeah. She said she just wanna see it. I try to tell her shawty all my money digital. She looking at me like I'm joking, I ain't kidding though. Yeah, I keep some cash, but I can't tell her about my business though. Shawty acting shicey, got the aura of a stripper. I call you cause that's exactly what you acting like. Whoever told you on everything, that was some bad advice. Half these girls will take your soul, they see the bag is right. I don't care how bad you is, I'm really not the flatter type. I don't answer numbers, I don't know. And I can't with niggas who was never trained to go. Get it out the mud, don't track the mud inside the home. On my roam, give me that convertible with all the chrome. Ganja got my head all in the ceiling. While I met a girl, remind me of Selena. How you feeling? She bilingual, I can hear her when she speaking. Play Maria, now she tweaking. Ran it back and started singing like Maria, Maria. She ain't never tried to take advantage. Love what I'm seeing from this different vantage. You know I love when you start speaking Spanish. And I'll be here until the day you and I ain't never tryna take advantage. Love what I'm seeing from this different vantage. You know I love when you start speaking Spanish. Yo, Trizzy boy, I love to hear your voice all through the speakers. Start to speak that Spanish to me, girl, you know I love Latinas. I go out and get like everything I wanna ever need it, yeah. Busy making money, she said she just wanna see it. Trizzy boy, I love to hear your voice all through the speakers. Start to speak that Spanish to me, girl, you know I love Latinas. I go out and get like everything I wanna ever need it, yeah. Busy making money, she said she just wanna see it. She ain't never tried to take advantage. Love what I'm seeing from this different vantage. You know I love when you start speaking Spanish. And I'll be here until the day you and I ain't never tryna take advantage. Love what I'm seeing from this different vantage. You know I love when you start speaking Spanish. Spit that one more time. Yo, Trizzy boy, I love to hear your voice all through the speakers. Told her speak that Spanish to me, girl, you know I love Latinas. I go out and get like everything I wanna ever need it, yeah. Busy making money, she said she just wanna see it.
You're listening to 90.5 KSJS San Jose. This is the Cremation Booth with yours truly, DJ Coffin, cooking it up in the booth with some fire tracks with Kloud9Trizzy in here in the booth with us out of Stockton, California. Been talking about his new EP, F.U.N, Fun, F, Unnecessary Negativity. That was the song Spanish off that tape. We talked a little bit about his musical influences, his recording process, his producers, and some other stuff as well. One of the things that I wanted to touch on that we started talking a little bit about, you talked about how difficult it is for you to move on from like the recording process where you're like always recording,
right,
and actually like spending the time to like let a release sit or like put out like a piece of work. Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's like that a release, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost like, I feel like, especially for me, all my music is emotionally tied. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any time where I do a song and it's just like for the sake of doing the song. Like everything I do is emotionally driven. So that being said, it's almost like therapy sessions. Mm-hmm. It's like you're there for therapy to get it out so that way you're not here back talking about the same thing. And so I think once I get those songs out, that's kind of like my release. And so like everything else just becomes like redundant for me. It's like, okay, now I got to do this again. I got to shoot this again, like all of it. So it's different. Like when I do the music videos, it's different. Like I'm still in the element, but once I'm like done and we have the marketing strategy and all of that, like I'm still in it with a different hat on, I'll say it like that. But like my musical hat is definitely like already writing something else in my head. You know?
Can I throw something in there
Go
too?
ahead.
I think,
I was gonna
if you don't mind. Sorry guys. I just wanted to say, I think the style in which people release music nowadays has changed drastically from the way that we used to hear music being released 10, 20 years ago. So now it's really like quantity over quality.
Yeah.
And I think my job as his manager is to pump the brakes on him from moving on to the next project to make us focus on giving the audience a chance to enjoy the quality of the music. And so we released Fun last year. This is a project that we're here talking about today, a year later. And it's important because, you know, for what it's worth, it's still new music as long as someone hasn't heard it. And so it would be, in my opinion, and I think in our own agreement, it would be a miss for us to like move past this before highlighting
Definitely. That's exactly. I couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah, you're not trying to like, I guess, oversaturate yourself.
Yeah, because the algorithm right now is just like release. You know, people release new music every week practically.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know? But I mean, for how many people that are releasing a week, how many people actually stick? You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think that's very like profound and like a very like cool way of thinking of like kind of making yourself scarce, and like that makes like when you finally do release something, that makes the music like more valuable.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like a very mainstream example of that would be like I don't know if you're tuned in with like Playboy Carti.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he is like the master of like making himself scarce.
Yeah, man. He plays the how do I say
supply and demand game.
The supply and demand, but like comparing him to somebody, like I compare him to somebody like a 50 Cent, like 50 Cent master marketer. A different field, but Floyd Mayweather, another one, where it's just like, dude will make you wait 3 years for the fight. And then by the time they fight, they're like, dude, you guys are old now. But he made more money than what he would have had it been a better fight. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that marketing, man, that's everything.
Yeah. And how does, kind of on the marketing and like promotion side of things, how does that work? I know you have your like manager, Kazi, here, but you're also the head of the label as well.
Correct.
So how does that dynamic kind of work?
Yeah, it's so I'll come up with pretty much the layout of like the ideas of how I want to go about the project, and then Kazi comes in and she puts hands over everything logistical about how if we're able to even pull this off, or whether it's a good idea or whatever. So after she gets done touching it, then I look at it again, and then I put my third person perspective where it's like, okay, now how do I feel about this as a fan? So it's kind of like that little 3-step process where it's like I give it to her, she sends it back to me, this is what we're gonna do, I look over it, see how I feel, and then from there we'll make the micro adjustments.
All right. And as like head of the label, I mean, do you have like other artists who are like signed to the label as well, or like not like signed, but
right. Yeah, so no, we don't have any like anybody signed per se, but we're doing like the
emerging artist program.
So basically what we're trying to do is, and I told Kazi, I gave her this idea like a minute ago, where it was just like I kind of want us to feel like we're almost like the union, you know what I mean, where it's like, and I know there's an artist unit, how do you say it? Artistry union. I know there are those and stuff, but it's like when you go to a job and it's like they have the union, like the union has your back type of things, right? We really don't have that in music. And so like, and I know that's like a big analogy to make, but it's almost just like, we just want to help facilitate people and just make sure that they're not getting, screwed on the back.
Yeah. I think that is definitely a big part of the like industry right now is that like, artists do get like screwed over a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like firstly by like streaming and like how like low the like per stream cost is.
Oh, yeah.
Like secondly also through like labels and getting like bad deals. Yeah,
it's bad out here. The exploitation of it all is terrible, right? Like, I mean, I think that's why we've made such a big push to figure out like what makes sense in the equation of how to be an artist and how to build a business from this, right? And it goes back to the product, right? If you put it up for streams and it's getting nothing on the dollar, then you're never going to be sustainable. And actually, it's Spotify who wins at the end of the day. So we kind of threw it back to the classics. We were like, let's put it on Spotify, but we're only going to release 2 tracks.
Exactly.
The rest has to be purchased either in the form of like the downloads, or you can purchase the CDs, which are really dope because they look like vinyls.
Exactly.
And we kind of gave it the same feel as like a classic CD. You have the insert and all that, but we have to sell something. And I think it only makes sense to really focus on selling music and bringing the quality and the demand back to wanting something tangible.
Straight up.
Perfect. That's exactly where I was going to segue it into. You picked it right up for me. I also want to say, I believe Kanye West did like a similar thing as well. Like a couple years back, he started saying, "Oh, I'm not dropping my music on streaming anymore." He ended up backing down off that.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the time, I thought that was like a really cool move by him to like break away from the industry and its exploitation. Yeah,
it's a lot easier for people like at his level because it's like you already have the fan base. So like regardless, it's like everybody has like their certain threshold. Like no matter you can do zero marketing. If they drop something tomorrow, there's gonna be a number of people that come for them. So like yeah, Kanye was definitely one of those. Another one was Tory Lanez when he first
was it the prison mixtapes?
No, it was before the prison tapes. He did oh man, don't give me a brain fart. But he got out of his contract. He got out of his contract, and then the first thing that he did was direct or some style. I can't remember exactly how he did it, but
I know he was doing like NFT.
It was the NFT. It was the NFT. Yep. He made like $1 million in a minute.
In a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, everything, and that's the thing too, is it's ever
changing.
It's ever changed. Like, dude, like how many people got like hot off of TikTok, and now we got the TikTok ban? Dude, that's hurting artists probably the most out of everything.
Yeah,
besides the actual TikTokers, you know?
No, yeah, that is like, well, we'll see if that ends up sticking, but I think that will definitely like.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, well, but if that goes through, that will be like a crazy change like in the music industry. Like I feel like the past 5 years, that's definitely been the like biggest like music discovery platform for sure.
But then if that happens, it's like, dude, it's all about what is the next thing. And it's like Netflix is like, oh, well, now we want to get into the streaming business. We want to compete with Spotify. So it's like, as an up and coming artist, it's up to you now to be like, oh, how do I get into that Netflix rotation? You know what I mean? So it's trying to stay at the front of the line of everything that's evolving, but it's ever evolving, man.
One thing I just want to chime in and point out too is that as long as artists don't own their own platforms, they will forever be playing this hot potato game of having to run to the next thing or, you know, make sure that they have somewhere to send their audience.
Exactly.
And I think eventually people are going to realize you need some central location where we can always find your music that's not at the vulnerability or, you know, at the whim of being, you know, kind of pulled from the internet at any given time. So, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, I feel like less so with music, but like I've been hearing a lot of conversations about like with movies and stuff where they'll pull them off Netflix and you like can't find it anywhere anymore.
Right. As long as you're an artist or an actor or the person like giving the talent and someone else is in charge of, you know, putting you on that billboard or putting you on that platform, you are always going to be vulnerable. And I think that's why people like 50 Cent have said, no, wait, let me figure out what the food chain looks like and I want to be at the top of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. It's about trying to own as much as you can and just be self-sustaining. That's the reason why All In-House Entertainment, that's the name of the label, you know. So that was the whole base idea was that we're gonna be like, it was just, you know, I ask Kazi these new questions all the time where it's like, okay, well, how do we become the label, right? So now it's like I told her I never wanted it to be All In-House Records. I wanted it to be entertainment, all forms of entertainment. So now it's like, okay, how do we become the network? Because now we're starting to film and things. So it's just, you know, one question from the next, you know, so.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I think the like direct from artist like distribution method is like really cool. And like especially like owning the like MP3 files or like owning the physical media. Like there's so many, we were like cleaning out like a little bit of our library like recently. And I was like thinking, I was like, man, how many because this station has been around since we just did our 60th anniversary. Like,
oh, wow.
Like last year. And it's like, I wonder how many albums there are in this library that you cannot like find on the internet.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's a great question.
No, seriously.
I think when I look around this library or this studio as well, and I see like the library worth of CDs and cassettes, I'm also thinking about like how much you all have invested in the music industry. Hopefully these chooms, these dollars have gotten back to the artists in some way or form or fashion. But I think the difference in today's era is that probably for the music that came out in the last 10 years, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys don't have too many of those CDs or cassettes or what have you, mediums lying around. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's a great parallel right there. Yeah.
Especially like recently, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Because Spotify, say, let's just put a hypothetical. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, every
YouTube?
digital platform goes down. Now what?
Now you got this. At least have something.
There's gotta be some odd-minded fellow in some basement somewhere that's cooking up this plan, but just doesn't have the resources to get it off.
Hit us up, y'all.
All right. Well, I definitely have a couple more questions for you guys.
Yes.
We got some things we got to play. We'll do our promo here, and then let's do another song off this as well. I picked the last one, so I'm going to make you pick the next one.
Ooh.
So which one you want off there?
Kazi, you picked the first one, right?
I sure did.
You know what? Since it's on here... Dang, is there one missing? I think there is one missing.
Yeah. You didn't give me the whole thing.
You're looking at the picture. I seen it on there. He named off the track list, and I was like, should we? You want
Drop
to?
that? We
Why
could.
not, right?
I would say why
Let's
not?
do Party Outside.
Let's do
Why
Party
not?
Outside. That
All
was
right,
actually
we'll do
really
Party
nice to make
Outside.
that happen.
All right. So we'll play this real quick. Got our legal ID. Got the business thing out of the way, and then we'll get back to this dope conversation here. Once again, you're listening to 90.5 KSJS. My name is DJ Coffin. Joined in the booth with Kloud9Trizzy out of Stockton, California. Super dope conversation so far. Yeah, we'll get back into it in a minute here.
Yeah, there's a party outside. Hey, let's go party outside. Yeah. Okay, big chillin', good living, good women, good vibes. You can feel it feel different. We been having too much fun to take pictures, yeah. Party outside, Last day of summer, river floating, we be smoking. It's like the honey, it's getting golden. She gon' notice. That's what my boy thinking he a chemist when making potions. I take a sip off my lady and start making moments. I'm having fun, you can keep the flowers. I smell the roses. I left the E out emotion. Now all we got is motion. I'm tryna ride on that jet ski for paddle boating. I'm tryna find the locations where DJ Khaled going. Ayy, everywhere I go, I bring the waves. Ayy, we gon' do this shit like a parade. Get the champagne, go and get that shit to shade. Spray a bunch of Karens in the face. Hold on, give out the douse. Someone give out the douse. Someone give out the ounce. For real, you should know what this about. Get your ass up off the couch and out the house, cause there's a party outside. Hey, let's go party outside. Yeah. Okay, big chillin', good living, good women, good vibes. You can feel it feel different. We been having too much fun to take pictures, yeah. Party outside, there's a party outside. Hey, let's go party outside. Yeah. Okay, big chillin', good living, good women, good vibes. You can feel it feel different. We been having too much fun to take pictures, yeah. Party outside. Big chillin', good living, good women, good vibes. You can feel it feel different. We been having too much fun to take pictures, yeah. Party outside.
You're listening to 90.5 KSJS San Jose. This is DJ Coffin on the cremation booth every single Tuesday from 6 to 10 p.m. Covering rap, hip-hop, R&B, everything else. We're joined in the booth today with Kloud9Trizzy.
Yes, sir.
Artist out of, like I said, Stockton, California. Keep saying it. But yeah, he took the drive with us today to join us in the studio. And we're having a dope convo so far. We talked about some of his influences, how he got into rapping, his label / entertainment group, collective, unlabeled thing. We talked about that. We talked about what he has in the works as far as music, his creative process, whole bunch of stuff. Moving on, I wanted to talk about a little bit of your live performances. I've seen that you went to a couple other colleges, I believe. You did some live performances. I've seen some of your freestyles as well that you had up on your website.
Yep.
Any of those topics, you can start us off here.
The live performances have been very challenging and fun at the same time. You know, so it's like trying to, the game is not necessarily how it was structured when I came up. You know, when I was younger, there was a lot of community driven, just functions that are always happening where you can go, and that landscape has changed a lot. So for me to even be performing at these colleges now is just like a whole new experience for me, because I felt like when I was young I never needed that scene. You know what I mean? And maybe I should have gotten into it a lot earlier, but I just felt like, oh well, I'm home and we got our own thing, and you know, so now I'm just starting to just have a lot of fun with it, and just really, I'm just studying people out there, really just studying, people that are, this new age group, and, what you guys are into and stuff like that. And, so it's just been fun.
I think, it's interesting, because I feel like live performances are still, very important to, a lot of artists, come up. And, there's, a certain, you can be very popular without doing concerts, but I feel like there's a certain, threshold that you hit. But also you talked about a little bit of the loss of local communities with music. I think that's really interesting, that it's good in some ways and bad in some other ways, because I feel like with the internet you have the ability to connect with people, producers from across the country. I know there's some rappers out of a rapper out of Minnesota who I really like, and it's I would have never probably heard that before, or but there's also a little bit of a loss of regional sounds and regional movements as well. And I don't know, it's a trade-off. It's very interesting.
I think honestly I'm how we were talking earlier about how everything where I wanted to, what I like to call versatility incarnate, that's really the makeup that I want to have as an artist. And I think I'm almost one of the first hybrids, because of I think I was living right in the middle of everything. So I didn't have to stick to barrier sound, you know what I mean? Where it was I was one of the first kids downloading music legitimately. I was putting people on to old school LimeWire and stuff like that. So I was always the little explorer. So
no, I think in terms of live performances wise, I feel, in my opinion, that's how I judge the caliber of talent of the artists. And so when it came to trying to find the locations in which we can do these live performances, it wasn't just throw him on stage and let's just see what he does. I mean, we had to approach it correctly. We did some listening party performances. We did a lot of rehearsals, because at the end of the day, what could separate the cream from the crop is basically, how professional you are as a showman. And I thought it was really important that we just made sure he got on stage. So it's not just the music coming out of the studio, it's the artist who is now showcasing his actual talent on stage to draw that all together.
No, seriously.
Sure. I've definitely seen some artists that I really like their music, but then I go to their show and it's
flops.
So disappointing, and it's still fun to sit there and rock out to the music, but for them to be lazy on the performance, it does make me lose respect for them.
You can lose fans. I try to tell young artists all the time, I was you can lose fans just as fast as you can earn fans with like a performance, you know, because there's a lot of times where there've been artists that like I don't listen to any of your music at all. Like I don't even have a taste for it. I go see them perform. Now I want to go hear it. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, they perform their behinds off to where I appreciate it. And actually hearing it in person sometimes can make you feel it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely like been put on to some like great artists as like opening acts for like artists.
True.
Oh, True. man, opening acts, man. I got some stories for y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
no, but I think there is a level of curiosity that I don't necessarily see people really carry as much anymore to go explore and come outside to go check out a new artist that they haven't heard of, right? It's always like, well, how many listeners does he have on Spotify? And like, you know, like what was the last track and was it going viral on TikTok? Otherwise, you're not going to be out of the you're not going to be out of the house.
No, yeah, I think like you're right. People do like live music, but they want to see like someone who they already know the songs of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which definitely difficult.
Be curious.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about like some stories about opening acts.
Yeah.
I know like, I mean, you could get into that. I don't know if it seemed like you maybe didn't want to, but I know a lot of artists like charge you to like open or like however that works, but.
Oh yeah.
That whole game is messed up.
Oh yeah,
that whole game is just destroyed.
That whole game is.
And that's why you get a lot of trash openers, you know, more than you get quality openers because it becomes a money game. Who can pay to get on stage?
Exactly, exactly. No, I think I was more referring to is like the openers that I seen in my lifetime, who like the amount of artists that I seen that were like, you were just the opening guy to now like stardom. Like it's almost like sometimes it's a little demoralizing sometimes because like, dude, the amount of people that I've watched that are in my spot that like have just went off. Like I remember when nobody knew who Kanye was, dude. Legitimately, like it was Usher, Confessions, Tour, Oakland. In the arena, dude was grinding on his
microphone stand,
crazy stuff. But dude, Kanye came out, forgot his lyrics, had to restart the song. Oh yeah, and brought John Legend as his feature. When I tell you, I saw some crazy stuff as a youngin'.
That's like a unquality show.
Dude, that was my first show ever.
Yeah. Oh wow.
First show ever.
That's wild.
Yes. Moms had to take me up there because she knew it was just like, he not coming home.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a super dope like first show.
Yep. That was crazy.
Yeah. See, what else did I want to talked about? Live performances. Talked a little bit about kind of what's in the works for you next, the Halloween project. Anything else that we can expect to see on the way?
Yeah, honestly, a whole bunch of stuff, to be honest. When we got, like I said, me and Kazi always keep like 2 or 3 projects in the chamber. And we just kind of dial up when the time is needed or when we feel like we've completed it. But besides that, yeah, we got a Halloween project coming for you soon. We just dropped F.U.N is our latest project. We'll be having a deluxe version of that coming pretty soon. Actually, the party outside that you played, that one kind of slipped on there. I didn't even know that was going to be here today, but I like it because it kind of like gives them a little preview of what that's going to be like.
No, I like that one. It has like a nice bounce to it for sure.
Right, I appreciate it. And so, yeah, that, and then we're going to have a lot of visuals coming through. We just... made a little partnership.
Like music videos or...
Yeah. That's probably the one thing that we probably lacked the most over our tenure is that we probably could have had more visuals, but I think it was stacking up so much music that it's like, dude, now we got music for days. Now we just need visuals, you know what I mean? But we're going to have a lot more visuals coming, different music videos, little mini-series, all kinds of stuff for y'all.
Mini-series, what's that?
Yeah, so... me and Kazi got this idea called the Runaround, and just a little quick preview into it. It's pretty much me and Kazi going around, and we're going and asking people, playing music for random people, and then like getting their feedback, and then them not knowing that like who they're giving the feedback to is actually the artist.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I think I've seen like a similar like format to that on like TikTok.
Nice.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yep.
No, it's all about community engagement. So we pulled up to the Tracy Mall not too long ago. We actually ran around San Jose like a couple of years back.
We did.
Yeah, just talking to students and wanting to connect. It's just all about like what is a good segue to open up that conversation with people, especially when today's market is so hyper focused on like, did I see you online? Did you know, what is the means in which this came to me?
Right.
That's part of the thing that like I love about this station, like, and just to like, not even just like being on air and getting to play like cool stuff that like people may not know, but like just the community of like getting to talk to people who like they're also into like weird stuff or like unknown stuff. And like sometimes it can be like a weird competition of who knows the like most unknown thing. But it's still like super cool. Like I've been put onto like so many like artists and stuff through this. And I want to say, I think you're talking about like music videos. I think music videos are still like super important, and they're like, it feels like to me, they're definitely like making a comeback like recently, like in the like past year. I feel like I've seen like a lot of fire music videos.
Yeah, that's good, man, because I think music videos definitely do not need to go away at all. I do like the short form content. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do like where it's at right now, just in the simple fact that it makes it a lot easier for people who just don't have the resources. You know what I mean? Just get you a nice clean shot, maybe just a one shot, stuff like that, chop up a few of those, but the music video scene cannot go away. It cannot go away.
Yeah, definitely. I think what has probably been lacking the most for me on that end has just been the storytelling.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to see you in a parking garage with your boys, in front of a bunch of cars smoking anymore. Like, I'm tired, and I'm also tired of like the bank heist kind of like storyline. You know what I mean? Like,
especially when it's like has nothing to do
with the actual lyrics. Yeah, like I want to see something very creative, and I think us taking a step back has allowed us to stop feeling so pressured by the algorithm to figure out like what is the most entertaining thing that we can put in front of people, and hopefully you guys receive it. You know.
Yep.
No, I would actually agree. I mean, I've seen like a lot of cool videos which have like recently, which have like very cool like editing or like very like unconventional, but I do think there has been like a loss of the like storytelling of like videos and like a lot of music in general, actually.
I think of it as like I'm a fan of like the skit, like the guys who do the skits and stuff. And so
I feel like that some people think that's like cringe, but I think it's fun.
I think
so
it's
fun.
It's you have to nail the perfect skit for the perfect video if you're gonna throw it in for your stuff. But I think that like that's where you get to have the most fun outside of like the studio. And like as an artist, dude, take your moments to have fun, because there's a lot of this that is very boring, a lot of it that's very redundant and can really just make you want to quit this stuff. So like, dude, to have your time, like we have shoots, dude, like we've never had a bad shoot. Like even if the shoot didn't come out to what we wanted it to come out in the back end, the shoot itself is always fun. Like so have fun out there, guys.
I think like exactly. I think those skits can kind of like show you like a little bit more of the artist,
like
personality wise.
Personality, and like a lot of rappers like these days try to play the like mysterious game, and at least in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of like played out.
Yeah, even if it's not like a full on, like I'm like eventually want to get into like full on like mini movies. That's kind of like where we want to go to next, is like we want to do visuals, but we also want to do a lot of heavy just storytelling. And like when I listen to music, there's always something that I think everybody low-key sometimes has something that's playing in their head, whatever that visual is. And so it's like trying to do your best job of just giving them some kind of representation of what's playing in your head when you hear it, so I cannot wait.
We're in the chamber.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see it. For sure.
New hat coming soon, actor hat.
There you go.
On your Donald Glover type.
Yep. Hey. Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Shout out Donald Glover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
No, I got a lot out of this. I think it was super dope, like talking to you, as I feel like you have like a unique approach as like an independent artist, where a lot of the people who I know and who I've like talked to are like playing the streaming game, like dropping stuff on SoundCloud. I think you are very interesting is that you're like trying to break away from that.
Appreciate that.
As well as the whole like multimedia thing is super dope as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just to wrap up what you were saying, it's just like don't play the game, become the game. I think that's where we're at now. You know what I mean? It's like,
no, you got to break away from the system for sure.
Yeah, man.
One last thing I'll also chime in and say is that the only way we're able to sustain ourselves is actually if the fans do hop on board with what it is that we're doing, right? Otherwise, independent just means broke. It means not backed by major money. Yep. And so when we take it back to a grassroots level and the fans actually become the micro investors in the movement, it just means that the product stays that much more pure down the road. Exactly. And I think that's so important. So for everybody who's listening, you know, if you want to kind of see where this story goes, you know, please do stop by our label website, allinhouseent.com. Check out Kloud9Trizzy's page. Check out some of the other artists that we're starting to bring onto the site. Everybody is totally running off of fumes unless people come in and really do, you know, give the nod that, hey, we like what you're doing and here's a buck or two to support. So we love to see it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I used to collect a bunch of CDs, not so much anymore, but I used to listen to in high school. I didn't have Bluetooth in my car. I would buy all my CDs there was a couple of times I like bought the files offline and like
you had a great childhood.
Burned them onto my disc and then played it in the car. But
yeah, man.
I think, like we said earlier, physical media or like even just owning like a copy of it on your computer, I think is like
ownership is always going to be the number one thing that counts, right? And
listener experience. I think like people I think we kind of like play that is like, you know, second fiddle is in terms of like the accessibility of it all. And I think like that's the craziest thing is like sometimes I just want a CD because like for one, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but it always tends to be like louder. You know what I mean? Like if you turn on like Bluetooth, but then go put a CD on whatever that CD is going to pump way better than that Bluetooth every time.
No, know? And like, I mean, you just handed us, like we got the physical F.U.N. Fun CD here. I really appreciate like the packaging on here. You got the little like booklet and like something about like having the CD. Maybe it comes with like a poster and you can like put the poster up on your wall.
Spoiler alert, that's coming soon. No, you're barking up the right tree. We actually got not necessarily do we want to
get I mean that's part of the package.
So we're doing these canvases where it's almost like imagine like a vinyl record, you know what I'm saying? Like we're doing those a little bit smaller, but like canvases of like the album covers and stuff like that. So we are going to be doing like some merch bundles pretty much here soon.
Okay, fire. Yeah. As well as like, well, you don't have it on this one, but like being able to like read through the lyrics or like maybe there's some like pictures from like the studio sessions in there as well. Like I always love like seeing stuff like that. And
that's a digital booklet too. So like there's like QR codes and stuff like that. Yeah, so we'll probably add like the lyrics somewhere in there, like
definitely
that digital experience.
Fire. All right. Before we wrap it up, anything else you want to add? Anyone you want to shout out? Shout out mom, dad.
Yeah, no, definitely. Always shout out mom, dad. Who else? Shout out Darian Fields. Shout out Steve Spiff. Shout out Quentin Joseph, Big Z. My boy E. Once I start going down this list, it might not ever stop. Shout out Price Ellis. Who else? Fatboy Grubbin.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of other Stockton artists. You know, there's a lot of dope artists. I think Kloud9Trizzy is just in the pocket of a generation that kind of just is still heating up. So there are a lot of people out in the Stockton community, in the Central Valley community, that I also want to just like throw some love and light to. It's not just the Bay Area that's active. You know, Central Valley has a lot of motion going on right now, and I'm excited, man.
I got to get tapped in. I know, like,
I know we'll send people your way.
Yeah, I know it's a struggle for like y'all in that area. Like I know like there's bands and stuff that I'm like tapped in with it. They like they do all their shows here in the Bay, but they're from like Tracy or like like that. But
come visit us on that side of the ultimate, y'all.
I gotta tap in with the Sac and Stockton wave.
Oh, definitely,
all right.
Definitely.
And tell us once again. I know you shouted out earlier. Where can we find your social media? Where can we find your music? Where can we find out more about you?
Wham.
All right. Find Kloud9Trizzy on Instagram at Kloud9Trizzy. That's Kloud9Trizzy with a K. And then also, if you want to purchase the music, go to our website, allinhouseent.com, and you can find a plethora of music, not just the latest project, but also the catalog. And I think, you know, once you get in there, you'll have a good time.
That's why I bring her, because I'd have got dyslexic with that just spelling it.
All right. Well, thank you for pulling through. I feel like we had a super dope talk today.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, but it turned out really fun, and I had a lot of fun.
Thanks,
so I hope you guys did too.
That's the whole point of the project. Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll end it off with, well, we got two left. Should we do Gimme Life or should we do Diamond Park?
I think Gimme Life is a good
Life.
one.
Yeah, do Gimme Life.
All right, we'll end it off with Gimme Life. It's a song off Kloud9Trizzy's recent EP, F.U.N, F Unnecessary Negativity.
Yes, sir.
You're listening to 90.5 KSJS San Jose. This is the Cremation Booth with DJ Coffin. You can check me out on Instagram at DJ_C0FFIN. Thank you for joining us on this interview journey. And yeah, let's just enjoy this music here.
Hey, baby, yeah, baby's on my mind, yeah. Hey. Let's go. Feeling right, got me feeling right. Shawty, make it home for me. I got for me, give me life, shawty, give me life. You know you got a hold on me. Don't let go of me, nah. Feeling right, got me feeling right. Shawty, make it home for me. I got for me, give me life, shawty, give me life. You know you got a hold on me. Don't let go of me, nah. Feeling right, got me feeling right. Yeah. Give me life, shawty, give me life. Yeah. Let's go. Hey, baby, I got babies on my mind. Yeah, I know I'm talking crazy, but you said that mine. I'ma throw some D in return, just give me peace of mind. That bikini left a tan, let me read between the lines. Yeah, give me life, we can't do it twice. Make me feel good, good girl from the south side, so she still here. How I like it here, I think I like it here. Got me feeling straight, ain't no feeling like a woman tryna add more to your bank. Got me feeling like it's fate, she gon' roll me up some stank. We smoking good, this ain't no vape. And if you asking how I'm doing, you should know what I'ma say. Hey, feeling right, got me feeling right. Shawty, make it home for me. I got for me, give me life, shawty, give me life. You know you got a hold on me. Don't let go of me, nah. Feeling right, got me feeling right. Yeah. Give me life, shawty, give me life. Yeah. Let's go. Feeling right, got me feeling right. Shawty, make it home for me. I got for me, give me life, shawty, give me life. You know you got a hold on me. Don't let go of me, nah. Feeling right, got me feeling right. Yeah. Give me life, shawty, give me life. Yeah.